Hello and welcome to the State of Maritime Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, the Maritime Wrestling Superfan himself, Connor Cook, who ain't no joke, here to keep everyone who's listening to this week's episode on the weekly show all covered on all the news in the maritime wrestling scene. So, welcome to episode 49. We are one episode away from hitting episode 50, which is going to be a big milestone, especially even with the 1 year celebration that I will be hosting on May the 30th, 2026, which will be really good. I'm going to bring some special guests in to join in on my celebration on marking the 1 year of the State of Maritime Wrestling Podcast. So, it's going to be good. But to start out, episode 49. I almost said 29. But, one of the biggest names in the Maritimes, the local wrestlers from Fredericton, the choke artist, Jason Boa. He will be making a name for himself and moving. I think he's going to be getting bigger opportunities elsewhere. Like, I think he's going to be wrestling in Ontario, maybe the States. Well, I doubt that, but maybe, yeah, I'm just saying the States, maybe the UK and all that, since he's like very technical and like so and so. But I just have so much great things to say about Jason Boa. Like, man, Jason Boa is excuse my language, but Jason Boa is a fucking beast. Like, he's chiseled up. He's chiseled, and what I mean by chiseled is that he is like jacked up, and all bulked up. Especially he's a trainer at one of the gyms in Fredericton, and a personal trainer, I should say. But I've seen him wrestle a lot of times in Capital City Wrestling. Even when he had his run with the NBWA River Valley title. And then he also wrestled in Kaizen Pro Wrestling. He also wrestled up in IPW, Island Pro Wrestling. And he has wrestled in the NBWA as well, the New Brunswick Professional Wrestling Association. And he's also wrestled in North Pro. And he also wrestled in Superstars of Wrestling. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of big matches with him, especially he's very technical in the ring. And he's very technical, and he's a powerhouse in the ring. But outside of the ring, he is such a nice guy. Down to earth, such a nice guy. And I've actually got to meet him at the Superstar of the Wrestling show, which was, my first Superstar of the Wrestling show. Back in November of last year. So I wish him all the best in his journey. And he had a quote. Well, it's not a quote. It's more of a saying. It's for the killers. And that's like really, that's a badass quote there. Especially because his other catchphrase would be choke, 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 choke. Like, yeah, fans would be chanting that a lot. Like, so when he came out, and man, I just wish him all the best. So now on to with the episode. There was only 2 shows that were happening. It was like with Pro Wrestling Unleashed, the first show of 2026, and which the tickets sold out in an instant, that quick. And United Wrestling, United We Stand, 1 year anniversary show, wrestling show. So we're gonna start off with Pro Wrestling Unleashed. The results for that show were JP Sims beat Mr. David A. Boyce, beat Chip Chambers to retain the Maritime Heavyweight Championship, since this was a Maritime Heavyweight Championship match. Lincoln Steen beat Anthony Deuce Harlem, Ricky Mortis, and FKA, since it was supposed to be Max Power, but I would say he was injured or wasn't able to. So FKA stepped in to take his place. Ronnie Payne beat Jonathan Cross. Madison Miles beat Hollywood Cole and Dayton Cameron to be the number 1 contender to take on the Propeller Arcade Champion. And speaking of Propeller Arcade Champion, next up was the Propeller Arcade Championship match, where Dawson James beat Ethan Knight to retain the Propeller Arcade Championship. Then on to the main event, which was a title versus title match. The Pro Wrestling Unleashed Championship and the DIY Championship were both on the line for in a unification match, so a title unification match. So the Kid, Rudy Lockhart, beat Joey White to retain Pro Wrestling Unleashed Championship and unify the DIY Championship and the PWU Championship. I'm not really surprised that they would have that unify the DIY Championship, because, well, it's I thought that'd be like the same situation with the North Road Heavyweight Championship and the North Road Downtown Championship, where they had to unify the belts into one. So I think it's a pretty good idea. I think we don't We don't see we see just like the PWU championship as like could be like the same as like with the North Pro Championship, turn it into the undisputed Pro Wrestling Unleashed Championship, which I think that's a good little thing that they're doing. And so like kudos to I've seen like the live stream for like Hollywood Cole's match there, the number one contenders match with Madison Miles and Dayton Cameron. Yeah, it was his match was live on Facebook on his Facebook page. So yeah, and it looked like a really big freaking crowd, especially like it's in a brewery, so that's the whole thing. And plus, like, there's just lots of fans everywhere, and even close up to the ring. So that was even more worrying about like if when the fans got hurt, and or like if the wrestlers accidentally like bump into the fans and dump their beer on another fan. Oh, that wouldn't be good, but yeah, their tickets always like sell fast, like in an instant. But yeah, like I don't really think we see JP Sims losing the Maritime Heavyweight Championship since he beat Chip Chambers. I think at a Dave Boys Championship Wrestling show. I forget which one. The Parkside, I think. I'm not sure, but yeah, like I don't think we see him losing that title. I see he's gonna have a good title reign, just like what he had with the IHW Heavyweight Championship back then. Uh, Even like especially so like this was Mr. David A. Boyce's final appearance on Pro Wrestling Unleashed. So that was a little bummer, but the feud has been going on though too. Well, especially with like JP Sims and Chip Chambers has been happening for a while. But yeah, like Chip Chambers, I'd say he's one of the best in the Maritimes. One of my favorites. With JP Sims and Mr. David A. Boyce, they're also my favorite. I like them. But yeah, they're just really awesome. Like kudos to all the wrestlers and all and everyone who put on a great show. Super freaking stacked hard. But yeah, like and like with the Lincoln Steen, he's one of the big names in the Maritimes, especially. He's been doing this wrestling for a long time. So yeah, he's awesome to see him back. Especially got to take on um, Anthony Deuce Harlem, and then like the one of the my top favorite guys, the Ghost Rick and Mortis, and then FKA, which I haven't seen him for a while. He was since he wrestled under another name, but yeah. Then we got like Ronnie Payne, especially the intergender match. Ronnie Payne taking on Jonathan Cross, or just Ronnie Payne's one of my top favorite female wrestlers. Especially she holds the IHW Women's Championship and the RSPW Women's Championship, so like it's pretty big. and for her to take on like Jonathan Cross, who's one of the guys I haven't seen, but is one of the guys I'm definitely gonna look forward to see. But yeah, and then another one is Madison Miles. And speaking of big names, Hollywood Cole. Oh man, one of my he is my top favorite wrestlers right now. Just more specifically because oh, he's a Park Side champion, two-time Park Side champion. He he is the Pro Wrestling Ontario Trios champions with Chip Chambers and Ethan Knight, which is pretty cool. He's former NBWA Tag Team champions, but mm, yeah, but he just really became one, really making a big name for himself, especially like I've seen his shirt, like Hollywood Cole. Ladies love Hollywood Cole or something like that, which I think was really funny though. Especially, it's all a couple of people, rock women, ladies rocking the shirt there, which was it's funny, dude. But yeah, like, and for him, like to take on a big name like Madison Miles, who's another big name I forgot to say. But like Dayton Cameron, like especially he's back in the ring and stepped into the ring again to wrestle, which is big. So yeah, but I think the uh, the, the Madison Miles will see probably a title around Madison Miles soon enough, but I think it's gonna be crazy. But then we got I don't think I see Dawson James lose the Propeller Arcade Championship. He's been having a good run with it, defending it a lot. And well, it hasn't really defended a lot, but he's also the current the North Pro Northern Star champion. So holding two titles there. But he's also the former UCW Tag Team Champion. Uh, and I really think like Dawson James will feud with like Ethan Knight or like some other guys and eventually lose the championship somehow. But yeah, like especially for him to defend the Propeller Arcade Championship against the former Propeller Arcade Champion Ethan Knight. Man, super good. Like Ethan Knight is also another guy that I really has really became one of my favorites. My favorite, especially like the way that it just comes out, even with the Hollywood Core and Chip Chambers as the highlight heathens, or like with um the Hollywood Core as the Hollywood heathens, especially I totally forgot him Ethan Knight and Hollywood Cole are the and UCW Tag Team Champions. So yeah, that's one thing I forgot. But yeah, I think this feud might go on. I think we might see Ethan try to take back the Propeller Arcade Championship, but then you got like the the title unification match. Like I said when I was reviewing when I was talking about how like it was kind of like in the same situation with like un, un, unifying the one title with another title, which they wouldn't use, which I think would fit perfect. So you'll probably have to stay tuned for what the new unified championship will be. And then there was the United Wrestling 1 year anniversary show with for the VIP, the Ryan Riggs and Sebi, who was the mystery tag team partner for Ryan Riggs. They beat Country Strong, Roddy Broom, and Daniel Wall to become the new United Wrestling Tag Team Champions. So big congratulations to Sebi and Ryan Riggs. Another um like gold, like another good belt to put around, especially like Ryan Riggs and Sebi, especially unlike since Sebi is the New Breed Wrestling Fighting Spirit champion. So there's like two belts in his name. Uh, then for the main card, Backwoods beat Shazenko, which was his United Wrestling debut. Fallen Gray beat Tara Zepp. Two big names in the women's division. Especially both of them were making their United Wrestling debut as well. Vincent Tyler beat Nick Strong, Ryan Denham, and Justine Ward and Demonic to win the 5-man scramble match. So yeah, like Nick Strong, Justine Ward, and Demonic were making their United Wrestling debut. Nick Strong's one of the guys from like especially getting more bigger opportunities, especially in Berwick, which is Nova Scotia, which is pretty big for Nick. But also Ryan Denham made his return to United Wrestling, so that's pretty big. Then, speaking of big name, so another big name, Cowboy James Storm beat Wesley Pipes. And then the main event, one of the biggest names, former Ring of Honor, former TNA, former WWF, PCO. And also former North Pole champion, I should say. PCO beat Bad Thad Howard to become the new Annapolis Valley champion. So, I think this is pretty big, especially PCO is one of the biggest names in Quebec, to come to the Maritimes, especially to Berwick, Nova Scotia, and even to have like their like United Gold, especially, it's pretty big. Especially he like I said, he was the former North Pro champion. But the whole other thing with so before like it was supposed to be like it was supposed to be like Ian Pratt making his United Wrestling debut. He was supposed to be taking on TNA star Steve Macklin, and then Steve Macklin was injured, so he couldn't come. So they had a Cowboy James Storm stepped up, and he was very excited about it. But then, Ian Pratt had that injury, and So that's when the whole like thing there with Wesley Pipes stepping up to take Ian Pratt's place to take on Cowboy James Storm. So um, yeah, but kudos to everyone in the United Wrestling roster. Uh, really good. I've seen a couple of clips of some of the matches, like the Tyra Zepp Fallen Gray match. These two ladies are both like big names, especially. I haven't seen both of them, but seen both of them. Both took on Chantal in NCG, which is pretty big. And for them to be taking on each other, which is pretty cool, since Fallen Gray, I think, is on a WWE ID contract or something. Or maybe because her contract is ending or something. I forgot, but it's pretty cool to bring like Tara Zepp and all that. But I haven't seen both of these ladies tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. Then with like Backwoods, another big name in the Maritimes, especially like taking on Chizenko, one of the newer guys. Chizenko, the Steel Eagle Chizenko was pretty big. Excuse me, but yeah, and then like sorry if I'm coughing. I'm just trying to clear my throat. Yeah, there's like a stat card, and I feel like we're gonna see a great we're gonna see a great tag team title reign with the Sebi and Ryan Riggs. I think it's gonna be big, but yeah, we're gonna see. Then next up, so even though some unfortunate news, Real Savage Pro Wrestling was supposed to be having their Trizone show, which had the card was it unfortunately had to be canceled, but so the card was going to be Chaos versus Vic Manson TLC match. The RSPW All Territory Elite Championship match with Jaws defending the All Territory Elite Championship against Snake and Owen Bjornsson, and then Gabriel Savage, Salvaticus, and some other guy I forget. And they're gonna team up and take on Dominic Warrior. It was gonna take on Dominic Warrior and Oli Rice, which, yeah, which was big, which was unfortunate, but I will keep you tuned on when their next show will be announced. Then we got some big news. The St. John's own Wesley Pipes, made his appearance on TNA in a tryout match, which is, I think it's a pretty big opportunity for Wesley Pipes, especially one of the biggest names. Really, Wesley Pipes is really getting the opportunity and making the name for himself. But yeah, it's pretty big, and I think he's gonna do good. Especially he's the current AIWF Canadian Heavyweight Champion, so he's been having a good run with that title, and he is the former Stars of Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And yeah. And so that's all that I had. We I also so I had a interview with Big Dan McCullough. The interview should be out. Will be coming out at 8 o'clock p.m. Atlantic time. And I had a little great chat with him. Just talked about his matches. Well, his debut in the. I'll just. You can just go listen to the interview when it comes out 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Atlantic time. So now to the upcoming shows. For May 15th, coming up this Friday, May 15th, 2026, North Pro Canadian Wrestling will be having Threat Level Red at the Titan Board Ballroom in Moncton, New Brunswick. The VIP, there's 3 matches that were announced. TNA star Jody Threat will be taking on the Messiah of Maritime Wrestling, Kobe Christ. Alex Robbins will be taking on Dayton Cameron, and then the Northern Star champion Dawson James will be taking on the Ghost, Ricky Mortis. And we're going to see a lot more guys, unfortunately. We won't. Rudy Lockhart, the undisputed North Pro champion, Rudy Lockhart, will not be at the show since he will be wrestling in Surrey, BC for a show there. So yeah, and we're gonna see on the card we see Joey White, NSPW Maritime Champion, the Ace of Maritime Wrestling, or the Ace of the Maritime, Stick Durning, the Bloodfeather, Dry Sterning, AWOL, Oni Bjornsson. I feel like there's gonna be a lot more, and there's gonna be a lot of guys that will be making their debut. I will be there with my brother. So if you see me at the show, come up and say hello and just have a great time. Talk all things just maritime wrestling. So no VIP matches were announced. I feel like for a fantasy booking though, for me though, for the VIP matches, I feel like you're gonna be like a tag team match, probably like the Journings versus Journings are definitely gonna have a match against like some other tag team. Would be cool to see Hollywood Heat. Nah, I don't think that'll work. Or maybe the Hateful Dead. Oh yeah, the Hateful Dead Part 2. I think that would be cool, but even though the Ghost Rick and Mortis will be on the the main card, but there could be another option, or maybe like Sabotage versus a like, although nah, that wouldn't work. Justin Newark and Matt Carnage would be busy working on the thing there, on the promotion and on the show. So, but yeah, there's gonna be a lot of banger matches, a lot of big debuts. Then on that same night, Red Rock Wrestling will be having their show uh, in at the Charlottetown Eastlink Center. Uh, There's two matches that were announced on the card. Bradford Gillis versus Chance White. Uh, then Chip Chambers versus Hollywood Cool. And then we're going to see the new Red Rock Wrestling Light Heavyweight Champion, Chris Charters, and then the new Red Rock Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Chris Kirk Obe. And we're going to see Lincoln Steen, Shizenko, Chino, Voorhees, Ethan Knight, who's to go under Mayette, and more of your favorite Red Rock Wrestling stars on the card. And then there's going to be the Red Rock Rumble, of course. And, yeah, so, like, with the storyline that has been happening with Chance White turning on Bradford Gillis, I feel like there's going to be a lot of big, like, feuds with them. But this is only just the start of the storyline, and then, like, yeah, like, Chip Chambers, Hollywood Cole taking on each other. I think this is going to be a big match, but yeah. And I really think, like, especially with, like, Kirk Obey and Chris Starters having the Red Rock gold around them, it looks really good on them, and I think they really deserved it. So I think we're gonna definitely see lots of great title matches with these two guys, and a lot of great matches too with all the guys. Then for May 16th, Saturday, May 16th, we're going to see Island Pro Wrestling Game Over, featuring with the first ever Island Rumble, the 25-man Island Rumble. So it will be at the APM Center in Cornwall, Prince Edward Island. The VIP matches will be having the one Spike Esty taking on Mr. A1 All Day and the Trollmonger, Sage Scott, making this IP Island Pro Wrestling debut. Then, you're going to see the Heartbreaker Ronnie Payne take on Brenda, the Latina Queen, Brenda Pipes, which she will be making her Island Pro Wrestling debut as well. But for the main card, we're going to see the IPW Heavyweight Championship match with the Ghost Rick and Mortis taking a shot at the real, the raw, the international draw, the IPW World Heavyweight Champion, August Artois. Since August Artois made the announcement that the IPW Heavyweight Championship is now a World Heavyweight Championship, since he's defending it in Florida, but he's going to also be defending it in Thailand and a lot more just around the world. And that's pretty big, especially since it's that title is only like just like from the Maritimes, like especially, but it's pretty cool. Then we're gonna see the Mauler, James Manning, take on the Wanted Man, Ryan Denham. Then we're gonna see Port City's finest, Caden's Maritime segment with the ultimate female, Stormy freaking Hale. So I think this will be interesting. For anyone who wants to, for anyone who calls the Port City's finest, Caden, a pink flurry flamingo, That's he does look good in pink, but it, it jacket is furry, and it is his time to speak. It's his time, and I'm putting the finger up right now. And you wouldn't see it because, well, it's an audio. But I'm putting my finger up. Then we're going to see the IPW PI Championship match. The Rugged Rick Owens versus, I think it's Port City's finest Caden. I'm thinking since he became #1 contender at the IPW Island Pro Wrestling Takeover show in Moncton. And then there's gonna be the very first ever Island Rumble, which will have 25 men. Uh, it's gonna be the over the top rope rumble, which will be featuring all of your favorite IPW stars uh, who are on the card, and some of them you might they will be making their debut as well. So that's going to be pretty big, especially big opportunity for most of the guys. Then for May 22nd, we're going to see Mainstream Wrestling, Hell or High Water at the Doolittle's Sports Bar and Grill in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. We're going to see this Canadian Grand Prix Wrestling Championship match, which will have Canadian Grand Prix Wrestling Champion Anthony Deuce Harlem defend the title against Sidewalk Sam. Then we're going to see the debut, the mainstream wrestling debut of Nick Teeth, one of the biggest names in the Maritimes. Then we're going to see the main event. I saw the X-Ray Kyle Cruz and Vincent Tyler is on the card. So that's going to be good to know. Especially, like, this is going to be a cross-promotional title match, so that's pretty cool that they're having the Canadian Grand Prix Wrestling Championship match being defended at another promotion, which is cool. But then for the main event, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be the Donaire Beast, Corey Good from The Good Show, take on the bully Matt Bullen in a hardcore bar fight grudge match, which I think will be chaotic. I think, but I like a little bit of hardcore, just a lot of, I'm just not really into hardcore that much, but I like a little bit of hardcore, but not just too much. But yeah, you gotta have a little bit of and everything. Just not just like all hardcore. You gotta have let's just say like a ladder match or a tables match or so and so. Can't always have like a hardcore bar fight match, which I think is interesting. But it's gonna be interesting. And then on that same night, the New Brunswick Professional Wrestling Association will be having their Dogtown Destruction 5 event at the Prospect Place, the Prospect Place Rink in Dogtown, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. And this at the show will feature NBWA Heavyweight Champion Rugged Rick Owens, NBWA River Valley Champion Horsepower Hunter Sampson, NBWA Tag Team Champions Ace Dynasty, Patrick O'Neill, Kerry Killam, the Albertan Clipper, Larry Chevron, Larry Horowitz. I don't think that. Oh. Oh yeah, and the Scotland Crew, Shane Brother Love, the big bad Logan Green, LG, Oscar Ironside. You feature Matt Strong. Excuse me, Big Dan McCullough. The Maritime's strongest wrestler, Nick Strong, uh, and so much more. So, uh, also the Ultimate Male Zane Valentine, too, I think. I'm not sure if he's gonna be there, but I'm really loving, like, how, like, the NBWA is having, like, shows. Like, that's, like, really close to me, like, especially, like, it's in Doketown, so, like, it's pretty awesome, but if you're in the Doketown area, go get your freaking tickets now and go support Maritime Wrestling. They got some really good shows, dude. I would recommend going to an NBWA show or any kind of wrestling show if you're around anywhere in the Maritimes. Then we got I Innovative Hybrid Wrestling Hands of Time, which will be at the in Petitcodiac, New Brunswick. So it will be featuring. So on the card, it will be featuring the IHW Honor Champion Fantana, Petitcodiac Zone, Karma Rain, and Chris Charters. Sarah Stone, Julian Young, Kirk Obey, and more of the IHW stars. So it's pretty cool that IHW is like having traveling shows as well too. Not only just in like Riverview or Moncton, but they'll have like shows in like everywhere like Bucktouche, Miramichi, uh, what else? Some other places. Amherst, and I feel like for me though, I haven't gone to an IHW show in like forever, so I'm gonna go to one this summer. Uh, Maybe to the Bucktooth show, so that'll be good. Uh, then for May 23rd, 2026, uh, there will be the Capital City Wrestling Clash 45, the Royal Challenge. So VIP seats, the tickets have already sold out. So no VIP matches were announced, but from the main card, we're going to see the rematch, the NBWA Tag Team Championships, Ace Dynasty versus the Last Action Heroes, Pat Swayze and the Ultimate Male Zane Valentine. I'm going to see the New Brunswick Professional NBWA River Valley Champion Horse Runner Hunter Sampson, two-time NBWA Women's Champion Vanna Black will be coming back to CCW to defend the Women's Championship. The Maritime's strongest wrestler, Nick Strong versus the future Matt Strong. I feel like there's going to be a big match that's going to be planned for that. The no DQ match at Spring Breakout wasn't enough, but it was chaotic enough. But then we're going to see the NBWA Heavyweight Champion, Rugged Rick Owens, defend his belt against the Maritime King, J.P. Sims. Then we're going to see the local girl, Salem Wilder, Stormy Hill, the Albertan Clipper, Chevron, Startley Crew, the Big Bad LG, Logan Green, and the pillar of your community, Kerry Killam, and more. Then on that same night, Superstars of Wrestling will be having their spring loaded event where they're gonna have it at the Irving Oil Fieldhouse in St. John, New Brunswick. the VIP, you will have Giant Orion take on Wesley, AIWF Canadian Heavyweight Champion, Wesley Pipes. Then for the main card, we're going to see the Diamond Sierra Stone take on the Latina Queen Brenda Pipes versus the Vandal Chantal. We're going to see the Slaughterhouse Maifa take on the debuting Black Rose. We're going to see the Bloodfeather Dry Sterling take on Hollywood Cole. Then we're going to see the Superstar of Wrestling Cruiserweight Championship match with Alex Robbins. He just put out a promo, so I don't know who he's going to be taking on, but I don't think we're going to see Alex Robbins lose this title, but eventually, I feel like he's going to have a feud with a big feud with Dry Sterling, because Dry Sterling is going to be on the chase for that Cruiserweight title, and I think we're going to see the Superstar of the Wrestling Cruiserweight Championship around the Bloodfeather. Dry Sterling. Then we're going to see from the main event the Superstar of the Wrestling Heavyweight Championship match with the ace of the Maritime, Dick Durning, take on Draven Durnin, which is actually his first cousin, which will be really interesting. It's going to be the Battle of the Durnings. With the triple threat match with the Sierra Stone, Brenda Pipes, and Chantal. Since at the last show, April Rain, Brenda Pipes interfered with the match and cost Sierra Stone the match. So that's when this match was announced. So I feel like there's going to be lots of action between these three ladies. Chantal is one of the best. The Latina Queen, Brenda Pipes, holy, she has really became my favorite though too. Although I like Sierra Stone as well. She's another one of my favorites too. Like, they're all amazing. And even everyone is amazing too. Like Maya Fa, Dry Sterling, Alex Robbins, Dick Durning, John Orion, Wesley Pipes, and so a lot of the guys and ladies. And then also I don't think we see. I see Dick Durning losing the Superstar of the Wrestling Heavyweight title. He's been having a good run with it, but yeah. So for then Kaizen Pro Wrestling will be having their Mischief and Mayhem event at the Alderney Landing Theatre in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And so recently, there was a big announcement with one of the biggest, one of the big names, the Lebanese luchador Mia Malik, will be on the card for the Mischief and Mayhem show, and they will feature the Kaizen champion, 2-time, or is it the 3-time? I'm not sure. But you can see the 2-time, 3-time Kaizen champion going what? Okay, Zebby, the New Revolution, Evan Gibbons, Dawson James, Sydney Sweetie, Ryan Schimmel, Matt Kerr, Kobe Trice, Benoit Gravel, Bobby Boyette, Ian Pratt, and all their favorites. Guys and a lot more guys on the card. Ken Frazier as well, though, too. I forgot that. Uh, excuse me. But yeah, I think like I been watching a little bit of the Kaizen shows on YouTube. They're really good matches though. The the uh, the place where they have the venue is really nice. I've heard a lot of great things about the venue, especially it's just like a theater, and like the stage is like level though too. So it's like there's like a whole entrance too. So we have like the screen where the entrance video plays, which is cool. And get all the amazing talent from across like Nova Scotia and well a lot more guys. So that's pretty awesome. Uh, then for I think on that same night, on the 23rd, Canadian Grand Prix Wrestling will be having their It's Swabbering Time event, which will have the number one contenders match for the Canadian Grand Prix Wrestling Championship. Alfredo Dragon will be taking on Nick Teeth, and then there's no other matches that hasn't been announced, but just the two matches. But holy, um, then we got the CGBW Ultra Violent Ultra Violent Championship match, which is like going to be a hardcore handicap match, which will feature have the Preacher versus Corey Good versus Matt Bullen. Jeez, yeah, I think that's. I think this like a little bit chaotic, like especially like I said, with the bar fight match with mainstream wrestling and all that. You can't just always have like I like hardcore, but like you don't have always have to have hardcore matches and stuff like that. You gotta have like some different matches, like I said before. But yeah, it's just gotta have all your different like promotions, especially gotta be just more different. I don't mean to offend anyone, but I'm just being honest. But then for I'm speaking of CGBW, we will have on Sunday, May the 24th. CGBW will be having their fundraiser event for so CGPW presents One for the Boys, a fundraiser for Landon O'Neill, who has Hodgkin's lymphoma. And so they're going to be raising. This is a great little thing that they're doing to do a charity and a fundraiser to make sure that the guy that gets his treatment, and it's pretty awesome. The matches on the card we see it's going to be Highway Heat, X-Ray Kyle Cruz, and Sidewalk Sam take on Matt Bullen. Well, no, that's just on the card. The wrestlers: Matt Bullen, the Preacher, Anthony Deuce Harlem, Joe CCBW champion, Anthony Deuce Harlem, Joe Dunlap, Steve Arsenal, and referee Aiden Dunlap. Then for so that's gonna be pretty good. Aiden Dunlap's one of the youngest referees, so it's pretty cool. And still got like some of the same guys, but yeah, at least he's wrestling. at least. And then for May 30th, we're going to have UCW, their UCW show at the Spryfield Lions Rink, which will have the new UCW Atlantic Canadian champion, Dayton Cameron, Dick Durning, Rudy Lockhart, former UCW Atlantic Canadian champion, Madsen Miles, Max Power, Anthony Deuce Harlem, Miss David A. Boyce, Jonathan Cross, Lincoln Steen, and then I think there's going to be a hardcore match between hardcore champion Decker. He's going to be taking on AEW star The Blade, which is actually quite a big name. And so, especially for UCW to bring in like a big name, such as like The Blade, to the Maritimes, like they brought in a lot of big names in the Maritimes, including like midget wrestling, midget wrestling warriors or something like that. I think, yeah. But they brought Rhino, they brought a lot of other guys too, especially. It's gonna be big. I feel like the crowd's gonna be a good crowd though too. And then on the same night, we're gonna have Luke Prestige Wrestling Brawl at Omaha 11, which will have the LPW champion Big Bad Logan Green LG. And then you're going to see NDWA Heavyweight Champion Rugged Rick Owens, the one Spike Esty, Horsepower Hunter Sampson, Scott Crew, the Albertan Clipper, Chevron, Patrick O'Neill. Say it nice. It sounds nice to say it twice. The Local Girl, Salem Wilder, Stormy Hill, and the future Matt Strong. Excuse me. Kerry Killam, the pillar of your community. Kerry Killam, Maritime strongest wrestler, Nick Strong, and that's all on the card for that. And so, I think what's going to happen with the Big Bad Logan Green, but I don't think we're probably going to see a new champion. Logan Green has been having a good run with the OPW title so far, so I feel like someone's gonna chase after the belt and take it from him, and then another guy like this is like Chevron might take it from him, and then like Spike SD, or maybe no, like Spike SD takes on Big Bad Logan Green, and then like uh, then like after the Chevron chases after the belt, takes it from Spike SD and so and so. But yeah, and then for June 5th, 2026, which is actually after my birthday. My birthday is June 4th, which it will be good. So, IHW will be having the Miramichi show. Time stands still at the Kinsman Club of the Miramichi, which will have Miramichi's own Hunter Sampson take on the Albertan Clipper, Chevron, and then Miramichi's own Shane Bugger Love take on Kirk Obey. And then I'm going to feature the IHW Honor Champion Fantana defend the championship against the Big Bad Logan Green, LG Logan Green. Then the local girl Salem Wilder will be taking on Sierra Stone. gonna be pretty big show. I've seen a lot of pictures and stuff of like the Man with She shows, so I think that's gonna be a pretty freaking big match. But yeah, and we got Gay Boys Championship Wrestling, the Supercard 5, and the Leo Burke East Coast Leo Burke Memorial Cup Tournament too, and also just a lot more to be announced. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I hope y'all enjoyed this match. I just I work my hardest on just keeping you guys covered. I want you to know that I really appreciate all of your support on the podcast. It really means the world for me. Now, thank you all for listening, tuning in to episode 49, and catch you at the 1 year anniversary celebration when I go live on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in to the State of Maritime Wrestling Podcast. New episodes drop every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Atlantic time. So join me each week to get covered on all the news on upcoming shows and the results from shows that I cover on each episode, along with interviews with your favorite Maritime indie wrestlers that I sit down and interview with. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the State of Maritime Wrestling Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you all so much for your continued support on the podcast, because it's all things maritime wrestling.